Dick Willis, Mike Riley, and they've all worked with me, so they've been a very big help, and they've shared their knowledge about flying with me, and they're some experienced pilots. So,
good.
So we have some questions.
Okay. Okay. Let's start with this side first. Go ahead.
Yes. Okay. I'd like to know if you have any role models, and if so, who?
Role models. Well, I really don't. I don't know. I look up to a lot of different people, and they don't have to be famous or anything like that. I look up to my big sister, who's 20, and so I look up to lots of different people. I might see someone on the news or something that might have done something special to help out with Earth Day or something like that, and I look up to them and think what they do is great. So I don't know if I have any, although I do have a favorite tennis player, Pete Sampras. So.
Good. Thanks.
And when you started flying and you got ice on your wings, was that your most serious problem that you had?
I'd say it probably was the most dangerous and serious problem that I've ever had, and that I've had on my Atlantic flight. That did get pretty dangerous, and I really didn't realize it because I had never been in a situation like that before. So, but now that I look back on it, it was a pretty dangerous position that we were in, and about another 10 minutes in that, and we would have gotten really bad conditions where the plane might have gone down because it had been too heavy. So it was pretty dangerous, and that was probably the most serious problem.
Okay.
Do you feel nervous before you fly?
No, not really. I don't feel nervous because it's something that I enjoy doing and that I like to do, and so I have confidence in the plane that I'm flying and in my abilities. So it's just like a sport. I mean, if someone plays baseball or something, I don't know if they get nervous, before they go out and play catch. So it's just the same thing.
Now that you're in school, how do people look at you? Are they like, do you notice people staring at you, or just every day?
Well, I live in a really small town. It's only got like 14,000 people in it, and I go to school with 7th, 8th, and 9th graders, and there are about 900 kids that go to this school, and they, at first, when I first started going, they treated me differently, and they'd pick on me a lot. And so I had some problems with that, but now I guess I've adjusted to all that, and they've basically stopped doing that and stopped picking on me. So I like the junior high. You get lots more freedom than in an elementary school. So, but.
Okay. What is the map on the stage? Was it the route you took?
Yes, this is the route I took from on my Atlantic trip when I went from Augusta, Maine to, and it looks sort of confusing because the blue is actually the land, not the water. So that was sort of confusing when I first saw it, and the white is the water. So I started in Augusta, Maine, and I went, I guess I have a little pointer here, and I went to Goose Bay, Canada, and then I went across to Narsarsuaq, Greenland, and then Reykjavik, Iceland, and down into Europe and places like that. And the red right here is the route that I did take, going down that way. And the yellow, I don't know if you can see it, but there are some yellow marks on there, and that's for like alternative routes. If say if there was a fire on the runway in Narsarsuaq, then I would go up to the airport up here. And so we just had lots of alternate airports to go to.
How did you know which buttons to push on the plane?
Well, I first started when I was 10, and it did look pretty complicated, the whole cockpit. It looked very hard, but once you've taken lessons and you've gone to ground school and you're familiar with the plane and you've taken lessons and you're ready to solo and things like that, you feel comfortable with the cockpit and you know what everything does, and so it's just something normal. It's not something like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What should I push? So we pilots don't see it as that. We just get familiar with the plane, and so after a while, it's just normal. It's not that hard, but you just have to have a lot of practice. Yes?
How did you feel when you went, like, when you were going to different places and you felt all them people were cheering for you and stuff?
Well, it felt sort of different because I wasn't used to that at all. And I don't know, it was nice that people come out to the airport to see me and make signs for me and things like that. And I appreciate that. But I didn't do it for publicity or anything like that. And I mean, if nobody came out to the airport to see me, that's fine, because flying's just something that I like to do, and it doesn't involve the press or anything like that. So if they weren't there, that would be fine with me. But since they were, that was nice that they came out.
Do any of the adults have any questions?
Yeah, I noticed that there's a pretty lady sitting right behind me in a red dress here, who I know is your mom, who has probably heard you speak many times and perhaps has seen these videos. And I wanted to ask you how much of an inspiration and support group your mom and your parents and friends and family have been to you, because she certainly beamed with pride for the last hour.
Well, they've helped me a lot, and I appreciate that. They encouraged me and they backed me with whatever I wanted to do. And like with sports and things like that, if I like to play tennis, so they back me with that, and they take me to my lessons. And just like flying, it's a sport, and they back me with that. And I really appreciate that they were there for me all the time, and that they helped me and pay for the plane. And and my family has been a big part, of course, and it must have been different for them, and for my brother and my sister to see me on the news and things like that. So, but we're just a regular family, so we just regular. We don't talk about it at home, me and my brother, or anything like that. So, just normal.
Okay, any other questions? Right, I think we'll ask Dr. Freeman to come on up here.
Thank you very much, Vicki. Boy, that was inspiring, wasn't it? Let's give her a big hand.
Vicki went on to earn a Bachelor of Science degree, summa cum laude, from Edinburgh University, Edinburgh, Pennsylvania. After graduating, she served in the United States Peace Corps in the country of Moldova, taking pride in personal sacrifice and hard work. Vicki was an animal rights advocate and an environmentalist, as well as a supporter of women's and children's rights. She enjoyed hiking in the red rocks and canyons of southern Utah, where her family now resides. Sadly, Vicki passed away in 2008, but the inspiration that she brought to others through her amazing accomplishments at such a young age still lives on.
Just